All right, hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Yeah, We Said It. My name is Cedric,
I'm Donnell.
and we're here to say what we got to say. It's Friday. How are you feeling, Donnell?
Kind of terrible, but we can do this.
We talked about that before we started recording. So yeah, it's like I said, it's Friday, and hopefully the weekend will bring better things. Um, First up today, on our news coverage, things that are happening in the sport. There's an umpire, Tony Nimmons. He's suing the USTA for racial discrimination, and he's seeking reinstatement to his USTA position as well as compensation for damages. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, excuse me, issued the rare finding last summer in June that there was a reasonable cause to believe the USGA had discriminated and retaliated against Nimmons. So in January of this year, the EEOC issued a right to sue on the basis of the claims. Nimmons is claiming that several things were said to him, such as during the 2013 U.S. Open, he claims a Caucasian USTA umpire said, "Hey, Tony, if you were a hungry monkey and I told you there was a watermelon in a tree, go get it. How would you feel?" Altercations at a USTA Challenger event in Dallas in 2012, with someone telling him to go back to the ghetto. Um, in Sacramento, California, as far back as 2010, a Caucasian player yelling a German term that means black shit. So the USTA, generally refuses to remove or reprimand players or officials when stuff like this happens. So I think that's why he's suing. He said he also suffered as they demoted him from his position, as he was a silver medal umpire, and they demoted him down to something else completely. So I think he's pretty upset about all these things that are happening. It's a very interesting case. I was kind of shocked when it came out, and I read about it earlier this week.
Yeah, so it was, I look forward to following this along and see where this goes. I mean, if they feel like they got grounds for a case, then it must be something there.
Right. I mean, it seems his claims seem valid. I mean, we've seen other players bring up lawsuits, and I personally felt like it wasn't going to go anywhere, and then they've ended up winning those lawsuits, such as Bouchard. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that big, and then
Mm-hmm.
it turned into this huge thing, and she ended up winning that. And so, I mean, yeah, I guess that's giving other people the encouragement they need to step out against the USGA if they feel wronged.
Yeah, it's gonna be something to see. That's for sure.
I think so too. Um, I wanted to discuss the ATP ranking changes because they're weird and I don't understand them. Um, there's a lot to it. I essentially they want to turn the 15K tournaments on the ITF Pro circuit into this ITF Transition Tour starting next year. So the ITF Transition Tour will have its own separate ranking system, and for the ATP, these players will be able to use their ITF entry point rankings to enter ITF Transition Tour, ITF Pro Circuit 25K, and ATP Challenger Tour qualifying events. Say that three times without stuttering. And for the women, it's professional points to be awarded at the 25K tournaments and above. So they're separating and they're making their own ranking system, and I guess it's all trying to like support these lower players who are maybe playing these 15K tournaments and can't really seem to get any higher. I guess that's the only thing I can see with it. They said starting next year there'll be reduced ATP points at the ITF Pro Circuit 25K events because of of the new ranking points. So, and then when we get to 2020, there'll be no ATP points at any ITF events because they'll be completely separate. It's weird to me. I don't.
I'm very confused. So like, so they're not getting points for like the actual ATP tour because
No,
of this new thing.
no.
So how are they supposed to get their rankings up enough to be able to enter these tournaments?
I mean, that's a great question. And nothing on this PDF, this official PDF from USTA Player Development, nothing I'm reading is answering that question. And I was reading over and over again and just staring in confusion because I don't get it. They say that these ranking points will help the players enter the ATP Challenger Tour qualifying, but that's as far as it goes. So they can't. I don't know. They can't
So we
get
gotta so we gotta do well on this
separate tour.
other tour thing
Mm-hmm.
to get into qualies for challengers,
Yes.
to get into challenger main draws, to
Yes.
get points to get into regular ATP draws.
It's a mess. I don't know what they're doing.
It's a lot. More power to them, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't think that the events per se were the issue here. I thought it was more the prize money allotted to these players at these lower tier events because they're not really even able to earn their living and their keep and play for their coaches and their team
Right.
and hotels and all this stuff because they're not earning enough money at these events. And I see nothing here in this PDF about any money changes, any earnings changes of any sort. It just seems like that's the same. Like even they're saying, the 25K events and the 15K events are becoming this transition tour, but there's no changes in the earnings. And I think that's the real issue at hand. And they don't realize it, I guess.
It sounds like it's about to be harder for them to even make that little bit of money that they do make. Like I saw an article the other day that said that some of these guys winning these smaller tournaments, the winner's check is not even enough to cover their travel to the tournament.
That's pitiful.
Yeah, like good luck to them
Yeah,
and
they're
everybody
not.
else trying to make it on that because it doesn't sound like it's gonna get any better.
I don't know. I feel like something's gonna have to give pretty soon. They're not taking care of these players.
Right, and this is another big thing that leads to something. Another thing that I read about corruption in that level of tennis, with a lot of match fixing and players, being paid to throw matches so these gamblers can make even more money off, and all like that. They want that stuff to go away, but none of it is going to go away if they're not going to pay these players any more money because they're struggling to survive.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't co-sign any sort of cheating or illegal betting or gambling or anything like that. But I mean, at the same time, you understand why these players stoop to that level because they're not able to make a living. And these, the tour is supposed to help them with these things, and they're not helping them in the ways that they should.
Yeah. See, I can see like for the guys who can't even win at that level. I mean, maybe you should go find something else to do to make money because jobs is not very good here.
Blue.
But for the guys who are winning and are making these steps forward, but still not making enough money to do anything, big remotely, then I think they definitely deserve that extra pay or whatever needs to be done.
Yeah, I agree with that. But apparently not in 2019 or 2020 because I don't see it here in these changes. Mm.
Tennis, it keeps changing, but it's never changing the right thing.
No. Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yep,
It's a
that's a fact.
shame. It's a shame. Um, let's see. What else do you have in your notes?
Well, while we still talk about money, Wimbledon has increased their prize money again. The
Oh,
singles champions get 2.25 million pounds apiece. So, that's great. More incentive for these people to go for that big check.
and I know two sisters who love when Wimbledon raises its prize money.
I look forward to it. I always look forward to Wimbledon.
It's great. I don't know. I kind of wish the grass season was longer, but at the same time, you have to appreciate it those 3 weeks that it's there because yeah. But I
They
love the
tripping on
grass.
the traditional tennis surface, and they don't even have a Masters event.
Yeah, the OG surface. But at the same time, we don't need more Masters events. So
They remove one and make a grass one. They do have way too many Masters events.
yeah, especially they could probably move one out of like that Asian swing at the end, like the fall swing, because there's like
Just throw Asia in the trash. Get rid of it.
okay, well, okay, you went there, so we can go there. That's fine.
Get rid of it.
That's fine.
Seriously, you can go. Like everybody's already crazy tired. It's the end of the season, and Asian tennis it doesn't even do as well as they thought it would. Like they started moving so much over there because tennis started to get a lot more popular over there, like with Lee Nine and stuff like that. But as soon as they established that Asian swim, like really got it going, she pieced out,
Child took a couple slams and went.
and it hasn't been all that.
Well. Um, let's see.
I got
Oh,
something else on Wimbledon. But wait,
you have something else on Wimbledon? I don't have anything on Wimbledon.
all right, just they came back to the on court coaching debate because I think the USTA is talking more plans on bringing that into more tournaments. I think the U.S. Open is trying to incorporate it, and Wimbledon they just put out a firm no way in hell we would allow to do that. They said the USTA is going to find themselves on the wrong side of history.
Wow.
I'm not 100% sure on where I stand with the on court coaching thing. I mean, half the time they say something about entertainment value, but it's not you half the time you don't really get any kind of entertainment value out of it because sometimes you can't even hear what they're saying because their mics aren't working or whatever. And then other times it's just a lot of the same stuff. Like the coach is just trying to pump the player up. They're not talking tactics. They're not doing anything remotely strategic in with their conversation. It's just a lot of you can do this, just focus, and it's a bunch of pep talk for somebody who's not playing very well. It's utterly pointless for real.
I mean, also, if you're not fluent in several languages, you may or may not know what's going on because sometimes they come out and it's in a completely different language and you have no idea what was just said.
Exactly.
Um, I mean, it's really only entertaining like if one of the players starts yelling at their coach or something, and even then it's kind of like, oh well, that was disrespectful and unnecessary, and we don't need to see that either. So
Right.
I don't know. I don't. The only time I can ever remember enjoying an encore coaching experience is in 2007 in Miami when Serena called Venus out to be her encore coach, and that's it for me. I don't see it for it. I don't understand it. I mean, I these are professional players. So why is somebody else coming out to help you with your profession at the time when you're supposed to be performing on your own? I don't get it. And I don't know. I just don't. I don't. It's not for me. I don't like it. I don't think it necessarily contributes anything positive. In fact, like I said, I feel like it's kind of negative because these players are supposed to be doing this on their own, and all of a sudden they have to be completely reliant on somebody else to come out and tell them what to do because it's not working.
Exactly, especially since it's not a universal thing. It's not done at every tournament, and stuff like that. Like especially at the slams, like when they get to the majors, they are completely lost. Like the players who really rely on their coach to come down and
They
take care of
crumble.
the head cases, they fall apart, and that's not good for anybody. I don't know. I'll be interested to see how it goes if it succeeds at all at the U.S. Open or wherever they're trying to bring it in. I know
U.S. Open is trying to do a
USGA.
lot of stuff.
I was about to say that they were trying to do a whole lot, and everything except for get rid of 5 sets. And I'm not even going to sweat the U.S. Open on that because 5 sets in New York is not even as bad
Right. At least they have their
as
tie
they
break.
make it seem.
Yeah.
So it's not even as bad. It's still pretty bad because half the time it's boring as hell until you get to that third set. But yeah, I digress.
I don't be watching it long. I cut it off. I'll check later. I can't do it. Um, do we want to laugh real quick? Because Roberta Vinci claims that she wants her last professional match to be against Serena Williams.
That's hilarious because it surely would be her last professional match. What a
But
what a
the thing is, she got to get into the main draw to even see Serena.
and that has been a huge problem for her lately. Just a qualifier.
I don't know. I when I read it, it was a pretty short article, and she said something to the effect of things went really well for me the last time I played her, and first of all, I was very triggered. But then, like, you can't be feeling yourself that much 3 years on when you ain't done a damn thing since.
Exactly.
Not a thing has she done since then. Well, she did. She tried Venus later that year, and Venus got it together. But that's it. That's her only other highlight in 3 years. So I mean, I don't understand how she's feeling herself that much. But you know what? I hope her wish is granted because yeah, I would love to see it. I would love to see her last match be an ass whooping at the hands of Serena Williams.
It's funny. Like a lot of these girls who end up beating Serena in New York, they end up peacing out before Serena get her hands on them again. So I hope Serena does get another shot at her because Capriati bounced after that 2004
I
match.
hate that hoe.
Serena never got the chance to face Clijsters again.
Mm.
It'll be interesting. Serena would really get up for that match too.
At least with Capriati, we know that she never won another match after that, and
Never won another match. You're right.
yeah, that was it for her, and it's what she
Pretty much.
deserves. Yeah.
Knocked her ass right out.
Mhm. Yeah. You got anything else in your notes?
Uh, did I mention Leighton Hewitt coming back for doubles? Playing with the
Mm.
Holly Seminar.
You didn't. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing this again. Like, retire and stay retired, man. Like, at this point, I kind of feel bad saying it, but at this point, I feel like he's just tarnishing his own legacy. Like, the man was a world number one. He won 2 slams, but nobody remembers any of that because he stuck around for so long, losing in the first round.
Yep. Yep.
And it's not a good look. And now he coming out of retirement again. But Duff was like, what was the point of retiring if you just went to Graham? You should just turn into a double specialist for all of this. Like, what was the point?
I think.
And
I
we
think. I don't know. I think he. I think he has a huge ego, and I'm not completely sure why. But I think in his mind, like he truly believes, first of all, that he's great enough to come back and win, even though he really hasn't won any time in the last 15 years. And secondly, he believes that we all want to see him come back. I think he truly believes that. I think he believes that he's like super duper uber popular and that we're all rooting for him to come back and do these great things. And that's outside of Australia. That's not reality
That's what I'm about to say. No, nobody outside of Australia is checking for him.
at all. Um, yeah, I mean, he really like I'm pretty sure the last time he was relevant, I was in like elementary school. So I, but whatever. Uh, we'll. I was gonna say we'll watch, but we won't.
We won't. No, we won't. I like Alex though, so I guess good luck to them. But it is what it is.
Mm, mm, mm. I have one more thing, and it's a question. I want to know, and I don't want anybody to think of this as like any type of shade or anything because I'm a huge fan of this player. But I want to know why Dominic Thiem is being touted as Rafa's biggest competition slash rival for the 2018 clay season.
I think it all just comes down to the fact that Clay is team's best surface. Simple as that. He's very good, but he ain't holding the match to Rafa. I think he got a win over Rafa last year on the surface, so maybe that's what they're looking at. But I don't know. I really don't. I don't know.
I mean, he did get a win over Rafa last year. I mean, usually during the course of the clay season, somebody gets one win, one bullshit win when Rafa's tired or out of form on one day before the French Open. Okay, but then also like since then, Rafa has bageled him on two separate occasions on clay.
Mm.
And I mean, outside of that big win, like what has he done? He doesn't have any he has titles, but he doesn't have any big titles on this surface, even though it's his best surface. He's got two semifinals at Roland Garros, but there's no really big titles for him to brag about. There's no other really huge wins other than that win over Rafa. Um, so I don't know. I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing it as far as him, already as soon as we got to Monte Carlo, it was like, oh, well, we're all looking for Rafa versus Thiem. And it's like, why? I mean, I would at least think that like someone like Zverev would be in the conversation before Thiem because at least Zverev won Rome last year. He won a Masters on clay.
Right.
So I would at least think he would be up there in the conversation as someone, who could stand in there before Thiem is. Even though this is his best service, I know it is, but like I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll see like how team does. I think they're slated to like they would face in the quarterfinals in Madrid,
Yes,
but I mean, at this point, I don't really see anybody stopping Rafa.
at
And
all.
if they do, if somebody does stop him, it'll probably be here in Madrid,
I can
and
see that.
yeah, it could be anybody. Like he could have an off day against anybody, or somebody could just come out blasting. I don't even think it has to be Thiem. I don't think Thiem is the only person who could get that shot.
I have an idea of who it might be, but I'm gonna get to that later when we discuss the Madrid draws.
All right.
um, okay, so I wanted to talk about Nick Kyrgios really quickly. We're gonna discuss the other players who are out of Madrid with injuries, but for Nick, it's a little bit different. Um, a couple of weeks ago, he posted on Instagram, and here's what he said. After returning home and consulting with medical staff in Australia, I have been diagnosed with posterior impingement and ulnar nerve irritation, and I have been advised to stop playing through it. After thorough investigations and careful consideration, I have had a corticosteroid injection to settle the pain and inflammation. Now, to maximize my recovery, I have to build the strength needed to compete at my best over the next month, ensuring that I have the confidence in my elbow before returning. So he's out for like a month. I'm thinking he probably won't be in Paris, but who knows? We'll see. But I just kind
That
of,
sucks.
yeah, I kind of felt bad because he's been dealing with that elbow injury for most of this year, and then it's like, it's just not getting better.
Better if he find it out now
Right. He's young.
and worry about this now. Like,
Yeah.
handle this over this next month, month and a half, whatever, and hopefully be ready to go by Wimbledon at least.
Yeah, because that's his best chance right there anyway. Is
Yep.
Wimbledon. So hopefully I'm rooting for him, even though he's, not always 100% dedicated. I'm still rooting for him. Um, let's see. I guess we can go through the past tournaments leading into this one on the clay. Um, I think we mentioned. Did we mention Houston last time? Well, either way, we don't have to mention Houston. It's fine.
Houston don't
Um,
even count.
no. So Monte Carlo happened. My note on that is Rafa. Who gonna check him? Which is exactly what I asked last time, but I added rude with an exclamation point this time because it was his closest set was a 6-4 first set to Grigor. Then when that followed with the 6-0 set, so I mean,
He's on fire. I'm very happy to see it. I was nervous for him coming into the clay with this hip injury, but he took the necessary time to rest and rehab it, and he is back to 100%, and it's great.
and he stated after he won the event that his body was feeling good. So I was like, oh, well, there you go. There's no questions. um, Barcelona happened right after that. And my note on that 46 straight sets won, losing an average of less than 2.1 games per set. Who gonna check him? That's all I have.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. He played. Who did he play in the finals? Sisyphus, right?
Yeah, that dude's playing.
Yeah, he is. He's playing
Playing good.
pretty well.
Yeah, he
Good
had.
dude.
Yeah,
I think I like him.
yeah. He's only 19, and I didn't really know much about him, but yeah, he's 19. He's already up to 44 in the world, so that's pretty good.
If he can keep it up, he could be seeded soon enough at the majors.
True. He's playing this week in
Madrid.
Istanbul. There's one of those smaller tournaments he's playing before Madrid this
He
week.
is right.
Yeah.
Is he still in?
He's still in. I checked today earlier and he won his match today. Um on the ladies side, Stuttgart, Pliskova won. She beat Ostapenko and Kontaveit on the way before preventing Coco from winning a tournament on clay. I didn't mean to say it like that. Coco beat Sloane, Halep, Garcia, but she just didn't have enough for Pliskova at the end. So that's the thing that happened. Mm,
Congratulations.
yeah. Mm. Um, so Madrid, yeah. Um, other withdrawals besides Kyrgios, of course, he didn't really withdraw. He already said he was out. Serena, of course, which I'm super duper happy about because that tournament doesn't deserve her. Wawrinka is out with a knee. Songa is out because I think he had surgery, right, on his knee.
Yeah, I think so.
And then Martin Cilic is out. He cited his knee as well, but dude just got married, so I'm pretty sure he's still living it up right now and not worrying about Madrid. Um, yeah, so congratulations to him. Do we wanted to?
Jokic is out with a knee injury too.
Oh, did that? I mean, I isn't he one of the players that tripped over one of those things in Monte Carlo?
Yep, and that's exactly how he got injured.
Well, look at that. He ought to sue.
He was. I saw his on Instagram. He was getting injections in his knee yesterday. I think it was. So, I hope it gets better soon. This kid, he can't catch a break. He
No.
always injured.
How old is he? 21?
He is 20. Yeah, I think he's 21, 21, 22.
Yikes. Well, hopefully it's better in time. I mean, it's no big deal to skip Madrid anyway, because,
Facts.
yeah. And it has no implication on the rest of the clay season after it. Do you want to discuss the women first?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, uh, so Halep is the number one seed. She has a first round versus Makarova. So that could be kind of tricky.
Professional bracket buster.
Yeah, that could be very tricky. Um, and then I saw that she could face, if she gets past Makarova, she could face Keys in the third round. I don't, you never know what Madison is going to do on any given day, but I don't think I want to face her in Madrid because of that altitude and stuff, and her shots are going to
Right.
fly. So yeah, I wouldn't want to go up against her. Um, Sloane is in this section. She had a great Fed Cup, but then got bodied by Coco and Stuttgart. Like, embarrassing. She should be embarrassed. Um,
Were we at home for fake up? We weren't home, were we?
I don't think so. It was on clay, right?
Was it?
I don't know. I didn't watch.
But if we weren't at home, that'd be like I think that'd be Sloan's first win, like not on U.S. soil in like months,
Oh dang, I didn't think about that
because she hadn't been winning outside of North America, I think,
in a
outside of
while.
the United
Yeah,
States in a minute. So she gets to qualify first round here, but I mean, who knows?
you never know.
If
Um,
she gets Pavs or Stosur in round two, good luck to her.
mm. Pliskova Vesnina. That's a first round match.
Vesnina gonna
Um,
get her ass kicked.
she should have never taken Venus out last year, and then all this wouldn't have happened. Um, and then the winner of that match, which is probably Pliskova, could maybe get Vika in the second round because Vika is traveling to Europe. Yay for her! She's got the baby with her, and she's gonna be in Europe. I'm hoping for some wins for her.
Right, very happy for her, and she'll probably take out Krunic,
Yeah, I would think so.
and then she gets Pliskova. Vika's a better player on clay than Pliskova. Pliskova is riding a little high though, with a little Stuttgart win.
Yeah, but just move her. Like I don't understand. I don't know.
Vika just beat her in Miami, right? Or was it Indian Wells?
I can't speak on that.
I think it was Miami. Yeah, it was Miami because Osaka beat Pliskova in Indian Wells.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, that's right. Um, Next quarter is Garbinier. She could possibly have Katakina in the third round. Dasha's prior results in Madrid are not good, but I mean that's pretty tough to gauge because she's like super young and she's only played there twice. So I'm thinking that could be a tricky one for Garbinier.
Kazakina hasn't done much of anything since Indian Wells, has she?
No, but I mean, has
Like
she played though?
I think she has. Cause I saw somebody saying something about like, is she just not really that good or what? Because her results are so up and down. Like she's not very consistent. And I mean, I guess you could just boil that down to her age, I guess. But
Or you could just boil it
right
down to
now,
none of these girls being consistent ever at all.
true, very
Yeah,
true. Just for somebody who gets so much hype, you think
and
she would have
span,
better
yeah,
results.
that's true. We'll see.
We'll see. I think I expect Muguru to come through all of this. She gets Peng Shui in the first round. I think Peng Shui is in a semifinal now, or she just lost the semi
Oh,
somewhere.
mm. Well, I mean that's good for her. Kvitova's here in this section, two-time Madrid champ.
Oh yeah, she has won this twice, hasn't she?
Yeah.
I
Um,
saw.
Yeah. Venus is also in this section at the bottom of the of that quarter bracket. She's got cultivate first round. So
Yeah, I don't. I have no idea what's going to happen in that match. Um, if Venus and Kvitova can push through, they would meet in the third round.
oh God, I don't know if I want to see that. I don't either. Mm-mm. Um, Next quarter is Vitalina. She has Cornet first round.
Yeah, I noticed that.
they have they have a 2-2 head to head, but Cornet's wins were back in 2013, so they don't even count.
Nope.
Um, and then the winner could get Suarez Navarro or Streetsova in the second round. So that's not looking too good for Svitolina, in my opinion.
Well, isn't CSN coming off an injury?
Who?
Flores Navarro. Pretty sure she was hurt, like just recently.
Ah,
So I'm gonna say
Davina's hurt her.
Streisova. Maybe because I think it happened after that.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe Streetsova then.
Where
Streetsova
has
can.
she been?
I don't know. I don't know. I never see her. Gergis, Caroline Garcia, and Kuznetsova are also all in this little quarter section right here.
Yep, Garcia gets Sibakova in the first round. Where has she been?
That'll be super ugly. I don't. Sibylkova just. I mean, I think she. I don't know. She won YEC a couple of years ago, and then she just decided that she didn't have to do nothing else. I guess I don't. She's just been flopping all over the world.
Took a tumble down the rankings and never decided to come back.
Poor that. Last section is Wozniacki, but she has Gavrilova first round.
Oh, yep.
And then Ostapenko is here with the possible second round versus the Doper.
I look forward to that. I hope Martha loses in round one, of course.
Yeah.
But you know,
I would love to see Ostapenko kill her. Yeah.
right? Me too.
Yeah, I would love to see it. I would watch that. Um, we have Coco Kiki in the first round. Vandeweghe and Ledenovic. And the winner could get Osaka in the second round. She plays Zhang Shui in the first round.
Ladenovic is about to get destroyed,
Child, she when she gets on these losing streaks, poor thing.
and I hope Osaka can push through this. She be the third round for Sharapova or Ostapenko.
It's a good section for her. I feel like she can get some steam going.
Right, and these other big hitters, she like to feed off of that pace.
Right,
This altitude will be good for her.
exactly. Sevastova and Bertens, Kiki Bertens are also here in that section. Um, so my semifinalists, I just wrote recklessly. Sloane, Kvitova, Svitolina, and Ostapenko, and then I said Kvitova was going to win the title.
Yeah, I got put you down as the winner of this thing too. Did she just won the tournament, didn't she?
Petra Kvitova?
Yeah. Let me double check.
I don't know. I need to
She's in
pay
the
more
final.
attention.
She's in the final.
This week,
Yep.
I didn't even know she was playing.
Yep. In the final in Prague.
Okay.
So she's playing well on the dirt.
I've always thought her results would be better on the clay anyway because I just feel like when she first won that title in Madrid in 2011, I was like, oh, well, this girl's gonna be good on the clay, but
Right. Then she made the semis in Paris the next year.
right, but it's so in and out. You just never know what you're gonna get with her. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, even then, she could very well lose, so that's good. Do you want to move on to the man?
Absolutely.
All right. So number one seed, of course, Rafa. Um, he could possibly get Monfils second round. Is Monfils returning from injury?
You know, I wouldn't be able to answer that question. I have no idea.
I feel like he is, but I just don't know. Um, Either way, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Then possible Schwartzman in the third round. That could be interesting. Schwartzman plays well on clay. I don't think they've played each other in a while, right?
I don't think so.
Um,
But last time I thought Schwartzman was going to meet Rafa, he got bounced out pretty early.
Tumble, yeah. And then possible Corena Busta or team in the quarters for Rafa.
Yeah, and it's either or with those. I think PCB has a good shot at taking out team in that third round. He's been playing really well.
Oh, Corena Busta has Chorich in the first round, so that should be interesting too.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Chorich is unseated, so he's just kind of floating.
that poor kid.
Yeah. But either way, that's a good section for Rafa, I think. Next quarter is Delpo, his first event of the year on clay. And I wrote down good section for Delpo. Bautista, Agut, and Anderson are here. And there's a Burdage Gasquet first round, but nothing else is notable, in my opinion, in that section.
Oh,
So I think that would be a good section for him, um, depending on how he's playing. And the altitude should be good for him too. He should be well rested because he hasn't played in a while. So we'll see what he brings to the table in Madrid. Um, Next quarter is Grigor, and he could possibly have Raonic in the second round.
I didn't know Raonic had fallen so low.
I didn't realize it either, but I guess with how long he was out and stuff, and I don't know. He, yeah, I don't know. I don't pay that much attention to him. We have Chapo versus the racist in the first round.
Hope Dennis takes it to him.
Kill him. And the winner meets the winner of Puy Pierre in the first round. So they meet in the second round. Does that make sense? I might have just confused everybody.
I'm
Um,
looking at it, so I understood.
okay. um, Novak K first round. That should be interesting.
Yeah, Nishikori is. I'm not sure if he's at 100% because he retired in his match and his was it his first round in Barcelona?
It was like first, yeah, it was his first match. But I didn't read too much into that because he had just made the semifinals the week before and got wrecked by Rafa. So I didn't read too much into that other than maybe he's just tired and wanted to preserve himself and you know.
I
But
don't
we'll
know if he
we'll
should
see what
be
happens.
tired at this point. It was only 2 weeks of play.
Yeah, I don't know. But you know how frail he is.
True, which is why he could very well be very hurt.
That's true. Damn. Goffin is here, your boy. He could see Hyun Chung in the second round.
My other boy.
Yeah, one of your boys got to go.
Early too. Damn.
I think I would rather see Chung make it.
Yeah, me too. But
Yeah,
Gofan, he's starting to play. He's starting to play a little bit better. I think he can see a little bit more now out of that eye. So we'll see how it goes.
it kills me every time everybody say he can't see. It just,
Chung is in the semifinals this week too,
oh
so he's
god.
playing. He's playing pretty well in Madrid.
Yeah, I keep missing his matches. It's too damn early in the morning. I keep missing it. Am I getting that? Um, and then the last section is Zverev because he's the two seed with Chilich being out. And he could get Tsitsipas in the second round. And like we said earlier, he's been playing very well. Made the final in Monte Carlo, and then he's making the ladder rounds this week, I think. And I still forgot to look up that tournament he's playing, but it's one of those 250s that he's playing this week. Oh, Estoro.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
that's where Tiafoe's playing there too, right?
I believe so, and I think he's still in too.
Yeah, he's in the semis too. So if they both win, they'll meet in the final.
That'd be cute. But TFO got to get past Colonel Booster.
Oh, that's who he plays.
Yeah.
Well, Francis is playing well, but it'll be a good test for
Mm,
him.
yeah. Um, I wrote down that the remaining MAGA ATP is here in this section with Zverev and
Yeah, Isner's still around. Ugh.
yuck.
You know, I look forward to seeing how Isner plays. He gets Garcia Lopez or Ryan Harris in the second round, and I haven't seen Isner play since Miami. Has he been doing anything?
I don't think he's played.
Yeah, so we'll see if he's still playing, anywhere near as well as he was in Miami because that dude was on fire.
Check his motherfucking blood pressure. That's all I got. I don't understand. I've never seen him play that well.
Me either.
And I don't know where it came from. Uh, and I'm putting it in question, but we'll see. You know, his
Same, like he
yeah,
was like breaking serve,
yeah,
like that's how well he was playing.
never.
Couldn't do it.
Mm. Um, Verdasco, Fonini, and Garcia Lopez are also in this section. Uh, that's a that's a little trash section at the bottom. I don't. Um, yeah, I don't know. My semifinalists, I have Rafa, Delpo. I couldn't choose between Novak and K because I don't know what's gonna happen. So I put the winner of Novak and K, the winner of that match, will come out of that section because I'm not seeing it for Grigor coming out of that section. And unfortunately, at the bottom, I just put MAGA with a, a frowny face.
We'll see. I'll give it to. I think we'll get a Zverev and Chung semifinal,
Oh dang, that would be nice.
and uh, Rafa, of course. And I have no idea. Like I guess I would pick Del Potro to come through that spot, but I don't know. It's hard for me to put too much on it since this is his first event on the clay. I don't know, but that section is absolute garbage.
I who do you have for your? Well, of course you have Rafa for your winner, right?
Yeah,
Um,
Rafa over Zverev in the final.
so I put Delpo for my winner.
Really?
Yeah, I just feel like, as much as Rafa wins all these clay events, he doesn't, I don't think he particularly cares for Madrid that much. Like sometimes he used to, well, more used to have a lot of issues like with returning and stuff and finding his timing there. But since they've turned the events around, that was when Rome was before Madrid. And now he has fewer issues, but I just feel like if he and Delpo were to meet in the semis, with that altitude and Delpo's forehand flying, like I don't know. So I just
Yeah, I could
wanted
see
to
him.
shake it
I could
up.
see him. If he goes out here, it could be to a big hitter.
This is the one that's not a big deal. I would rather see him win Rome anyway for
Me
Rafa,
too.
and and then just take it on to Paris. So I don't know. That's what I have. Hopefully, as long as it's not MAGA, we're good. Honestly.
Right. Absolute garbage.
Mm, mm, mm. You have anything else about Madrid?
Um. Oh, we didn't mention Konta is playing Varvarkova in the first round. Hope Konta loses.
Yeah, see, that's why I didn't think it was worth mentioning because she's trash on clay. So I just figured she was gonna lose and move on.
She's just been a downward spiral lost at Wimbledon last year. It's hilarious,
That's what she deserves.
honestly.
Do we want to move on to our blank power rankings?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay. I want to do the men first because at least I have those. Um, I have, of course, Rafa at number one. I'm shaking up. I'm putting Tsitsipas at number two because he's playing really well right now. Um, I have Dominic Thiem as my number three, Zverev as my number four, and then just to fill in a spot at the bottom, I put Nishikori at five.
I put Rafa for all five spots.
See, I was gonna do that too, and I was like, no, I shouldn't do that, but I really wanted to.
All five spots
Yeah,
because I nobody's touching them and nobody else has done anything really to stand out to be anywhere near a top five in the clay power right now. Everybody else is just an honorable mention at this point.
absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, I don't see anybody knocking him off his podium. At least not right now.
I mean, even if he were to lose in Madrid, I would still have him at number one when Rome comes around and the French, so it doesn't matter. Like
Yep.
it's just that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Um, for the women, I have nothing, as Whitney
Absolutely
Houston
nothing.
once said, nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
There's no consistency. There's nothing. I just
Right. Nobody's standing out, and the players who are winning these tournaments aren't people you would consider to be, like French Open favorites. Like you got Pliskova and Kopa Vandeweghe in the finals of Stuttgart. Um, Kvitova is in a final on clay this week. Nobody's really making a statement as somebody who will be able to do anything on this surface over throughout the rest of the season. I don't know. It's kind of frustrating because we're flying blind right now. Like I don't know what to expect from anybody.
I feel like if Venus doesn't draw that girl again at Roland Garros, she could win it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, anything is possible with it right now because, especially when you get the clay season, because there's not one clear top clay court player right now.
Not one. Maybe that's probably why Serena didn't even show up in Madrid. She's like, I don't feel any pressure. These girls ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna just play one lead up and then go to Paris.
It's crazy because everybody thought that when Sharapova got back, the clay is where she would, make a statement or do something. She took her ass to Stuttgart this year and lost in the first round, lost all those semifinal points. Knocked her ass right off the top 50.
She I don't know. I kind of hope I get invited to the retirement party at the end of the year, but then again, like I don't know. Well, I want to get invited and then like stand her up is what I want. Um, because it's happening. It's coming. It's inevitable. The bitch is breaking down. She can't build any steam. She can't get any wins. Every time we turn around, she's injured. The meldonium has made her bones frail and made her face leather. And she was just nothing for her to do anymore. She can just go. She should have retired. She said she was gonna retire a few years ago. She should have done that. And then all this, look at all this shit that's happened since she decided not to retire. Bitch, take the note. Okay? The whole universe is trying to tell you something, bitch. Just go. Hang it up.
Yep. She should have just never came back from her ban. Just take your little disgraceful or dishonorable retirement and call it a career because you came back to try to prove something and it's not working. It's been a year now.
I can't believe
One
she
time,
like
one tournament, one little tournament, and people thought that actually meant something had to try to bring a couple people down from that crowd. She just won an international event in Asia, beating a bunch of nobodies.
That was
So it's,
her.
it's, it's
That was her
oh, go ahead.
Davenport '07 comeback. That's what that was. No shade because I love Lindsay, but that was her Davenport '07 comeback. I personally can't believe that she really thought she was going to come back and do something, and she literally did not do anything with her game while she was gone all that time and didn't add not one thing to her repertoire. Came out playing the same old shit, and these girls were ready because they mad now because you've been cheating for 10 plus years
Exactly.
and they
You
on
got
your
these
ass.
girls out here working their ass off all year. You busy not playing, not because you was hurt, because you were banned from the sport for a year and a half or however long it was.
Writing a book about
And
Serena.
yeah, and you writing a book and doing book tours and shit and doing regular practices when you should be really working on different things. Like you showing all these training videos and stuff. Like you was about to come back and wreck shop. You been getting your ass handed to you left and right.
I don't.
And she ain't won a match since like January now.
And she's just so one dimensional anyway. Like all she really had the last like 4 or 5 years really to her name was her name because she wasn't winning really based on her tennis that much. It was more about these girls flocking to her because she was who she was, and they
Right.
couldn't get over that mental and emotional hurdle. That's what it is. But she wasn't winning necessarily because of her great tennis the last 5 or 6 years or whatever. Like,
The
and
fans
now
was hoping too.
yeah, exactly. And now these girls have no respect for her. So they don't care about the name. They don't care about what she did before. They don't care about her sponsorship with Canon cameras or whatever the fuck she got still. I don't know what it is. But like they don't care now. They just after her. They're after blood and they're after the blonde ponytail and they just want her gone. We all want her gone. Just go. Ho.
For real. Seriously, it's got to be embarrassing. And I think the only thing that's really keeping her going is she really feels like she wants to try to prove to people that it wasn't the drugs that was getting her over that finish line or helping her win these matches. But at this point, it's too late. Even if you did come around and win a bigger tournament, it wouldn't excuse the fact or wouldn't change the fact that those drugs were definitely helping you. Like it's been a year of your huge
Yeah.
comeback, and you haven't been able to do anything. And they said that drug, what it helped with was like your stamina and your recovery, and all of that stuff is what's really affecting you right now. Like you getting hurt, it's taking you mad long to deal with whatever injuries you might have, and you running out of steam in these matches. Like when she played, she lost to Garcia in Stuttgart, right?
Yes.
When in that match, I didn't get to watch it. I was at work, but I saw on Twitter a lot of people kept saying, "Oh, Maria's actually playing well. She's doing pretty good. She looks really good out there." But the next thing you know, switch flip, she out there losing. Like she can't hang.
Yeah, I mean, she if she's trying to prove something, she's not succeeding in any type of way. She's actually proving the exact opposite of whatever she set out to do with this little thing campaign to or whatever she got that she's trying to do. She's doing is solidifying what we all already know, except for the Shar orphans who don't want to believe it, that the hoe was cheating and that shit was helping her and enhancing her performance. And that's just that. Because now what is she doing? And I asked when she was on that ban, I kept asking, I said, well, if it was that important to her, like what is the replacement drug that she's going to be taking now? Because if it was really for what she said it was, she needs something else now.
Right. Seriously. And if she found something for whatever that issue was, then it's obviously probably something a little more legal and not performance enhancing because
Right.
it's not helping her at all.
Yeah. No, not in the way she would want it to.
And at this point, if she does start, winning again, and she gets back into like the older form, it's just gonna be a bunch of questions around the whole entire thing. Like, is she taking more drugs now because just the other day she couldn't win for shit?
Right. Well, I mean, karma.
Yeah, get what you deserve.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else?
Nah, that's about it for me. Rafa's winning Paris.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we know. That's all we know for sure. That's all we got. That and that God is good. That's all we know for sure. Um, so let's see. We need to mention social media. Follow us on Twitter at Hold Your Ponytails. Rate and subscribe on iTunes at Yeah We Said It. You can follow our personal Twitter accounts. I'm Hey Seti Baby.
I'm at I am Nels.
Um, and other than that, I mean, it's been fun. And I don't know what else to say. We'll see y'all next time. Damn.
Peace.
Bye.